if our goal at GSK, and I imagine all the other companies that are represented here, if our goal is to really provide a cohesive customer experience, and we've been investing a lot in the digital space with omni-channel across all of our digital channels, shouldn't we rethink and evaluate, well, what's possible with the sales representative? Most of the industry, as I looked at our sales organization, we were using next best action as our means to activate a sales representative. But Eric, I found that there were some inherent limitations with next best action. First, the rule-based methodology with next best action largely has historically been a if-then type of statement. And the problem with if-then statements is you can only combine so many if-then statements, and you can only deliver so many triggers or next best action recommendations to a sales representative in a given week. In that routing framework, you can only deliver so many before representative says, hey, look, I can't execute any more of these. And so there's just inherent limitations there. So we started looking at approaches, and that's where we engaged with, discovered ODAIA. But thinking about, okay, how can we take it to the next level? What's the next evolutionary level beyond next best action? And back to that if-then statement, how do you convert or transition from if-then statements to using machine learning to identify those moments?
I agree with Jeff. I think, when MBA first came out, it was a super cool idea, having an algorithm that would recommend what your next best action is. I feel, though, that it was more rules-based than really algorithmic-based, I think, to Jeff's point. And I think, reps probably have been inundated with it and really didn't live up to its promise. I do think, though, that where next best action has, kind of landed is it's really part of next best engagement. So it's not just the action, it's the customer. Because look, we all know that if you do all the right things and the wrong customer, it doesn't matter, right? And so it's part of the equation, but it's not the thing that I think the industry is teetering on today. That's been my experience with customers.
One of our sales representatives shared that they were about to go into a key customer as identified by marketing. As the representative was preparing for the call and planning the call, they took a look at their tool that was developed by ODAIA. And they took a look at the tool, and the engine had actually highlighted, indicated perhaps there was another approved indication that the representative could talk about with the physician. And so the representative, using that data appropriately, engaged with that physician in this disease state that they probably wouldn't normally have discussed with the physician. And what they shared with the team is they ended up in a conversation that they would have never had with a physician ordinarily, and that this data provided, the rep was sold at that point, 100% sold on the engine and the value of the engine. Just think of it as being bold for the patient. That's really what we all do this for. And how do we provide more relevant conversations with physicians to help those physicians treat their patients as optimally as possible? I think, to me, that's what gets me up every day and gets me excited about this technology